Okay, alright, good afternoon everybody. We are Team GOSU. We worked on Gordon's Hero. I'm going to let my teammates introduce themselves right quick.
I'm Joseph Knockan, I do domain database and programming.
I'm Jeremy Stufley, I designed the GUI.
I'm John Song, I did the main coding and also with the database.
And I'm Austin Rodriguez. I'm the team leader and I handled user interaction. So what is Gordon's Hero? Gordon's Hero is essentially an inventory management system for Gordon's Furniture Company. It will handle keeping track of sales and keeping track of inventory. But you might also ask yourself, what makes this different than any other inventory management system?
Well, what the biggest difference between our inventory management system and any of the other hundreds out there is that this one is specifically tailored toward Gordon's Furniture Company. We have worked with them through the process of developing this software to give them exactly what they need. This lets us give features that they think deem important, also let us, cut back and not include some other features that other programs might have. So to create a specific and intentional design and program and functions just for Gordon's. Our aim was for it to be very user-friendly, to where anyone can walk up to it, be it a customer or an employee or anything of the sort, to come up and use it, be able to search through the inventory and find what they need. And of course, it always helps that it's free. So, and now we're going to take you through a presentation of what Gordon's Hero is. And as you can see, we designed our GUI just to be a very simple one. It's streamlined, very easy to understand, and a very basic but also more advanced functions with it. So the most basic function any inventory management system has is, of course, the search function. And ours is if you can search by certain criteria. Say if you want to search by item number, if you type in the number 2, any item number beginning with the number 2 will automatically pop up. Or if you wanted to search by company, you could search by any letter that you deem fit, be it A to Z. So you see C pops up and you get different types. And also, if you've noticed, we also implemented an instant search to where it searches as you type, meaning that it automatically searches the database the longer you do the word. This also helps include proficiency because you don't have to type the entirety of a word to search for something, and also helps replace spelling errors because some of these companies do not work very well in English language. So that's our basic search, but this is mainly geared toward employees of the company, and then of course we have another function more geared toward customers.
The advanced search tab is more geared towards customer usage. Advanced search is similar to the basic search, but instead of searching for a specific thing, you can browse. Right now, when you click the advanced search tab, it brings up everything in the database. You can narrow the search down by company. Click A through F, and then everything between A through F is shown. Let's try G through L. You can also narrow the search down by price. Let's say you want something between $250 and $500. You can do that. You can also search by both company and price. The description and color are currently not finished. But the idea was to, if you wanted to search a table in the price range of $250 to $500, you could do that. Let's say you wanted to reset everything, you just click the reset button, and it'll just reset. The search function isn't the only function that this program has.
One of our other features is the login system, which will give a set of permissions for employees and then for supervisors and managers. So as you can see here, we have a basic customer or user window where they basically all they can do is just search. And on the top right, there's a label telling you who's logged in or if anybody is logged in. So let's go ahead and have Stu log in as an employee. Because we purposely putting the password wrong to show that we check to make sure it's right or wrong. Alright, so this is the employee. Basically, all they can do currently is just edit a piece of furniture. So let's say they find a price wrong. Let's say it needs to be $100 more, so they can just, or less, and they can just click done, and it'll update it. And also in the top right-hand corner, it shows who's logged in, so whoever comes to the computer can see who's on the last. And also what it will be doing is it'll log in who edited or sold what, so the managers can see who messed up and who did. So let's go ahead and log out and log back in with a manager or supervisor account. And what this does, it pretty much just enables everything. So now they can add an item, they can sell and return, also edit, and sell when necessary whenever there is a in-stock item. Let's go ahead and take a look at what all these buttons actually do.
One of the first buttons you'll see is the Add New Item button. What that essentially does is add a new item to the inventory. You can add all the features, the company, the description, the item number. After the item number, you can go by price, then you can do color, and then of course you can do the quantity, which is how many of that item you have in the store at the time. After that, whenever you click the Add button, it will add it to the database for all the inventory, and you can then search it there and find it there. The next button is the Sold button, which does what it says. Whenever you click it, a new window pops up. You can then put how many were sold. You can then put the name of the person who purchased the item and their phone number. And then whenever OK is clicked after that, it's going to store that into the History tab, which we'll explain in a second. And partnered with the Sold button is the Return button, which just updates the quantity of the item returned by however many was returned. So you can do that. There you go. The History tab is another feature that we have. Currently, it is not working properly. We had many other issues involving it and other parts of the program, and we figured we should handle the other more important parts beforehand. Its basic function is to just show the date sold or returned, who it was sold to, and who it was sold by from the logged in as function. So this is Gordon's Hero, y'all. It should be pretty well once it's fully implemented and everything's good. So we're going to leave the floor open to questions now. Yes?
For each item, there's essentially a SKU or an item number. Did y'all handle for duplicate item numbers, or does it take that too?
We do not handle for it because, like we said, we have a lot of the complications, so we want to make sure we have the basic of it working. So we're going to have enough time to make sure all that was in there.
Anyone else? Yes?
When somebody buys an item, will it allow you to leave those fields blank for the name and phone number, or say the customer doesn't want to do that?
If you wanted to, yes, it would leave it blank. Anyone else? Yes?
You add items, you validate for color and type, things like that.
We have no validation currently. Back to what the other guy said, we have no validation at all in the program because we wanted to get the basic of it working. We had a lot of complications.
Sorry, Ms. Scott.
Yes?
Well, I noticed that when you put the quantity of the table that you sold in, you put down you had 2. When you sold it, you sold for 1, but you returned 3. Does it check to make sure that the quantity you're selling or returning matches the amount that you put in to begin with?
Repeat the question? So essentially you're saying is if there's like 2 items in the thing and you try to sell 3, is that what you're asking? Like, will it not let you? Yeah, no, I believe it should stop you for that. Yeah.
So we
It
can
should.
demonstrate it.
Yeah, and then also, if there's no items, you can see in the product detail, if there's no quantity, the sold button will not work at all. And then only return will as well. That's fine. There you go.
It's the internet side to turn on.
So this is 8. Yeah.
If you click OK, nothing should happen. It just doesn't do anything.
Because it's only 3 systems.
So are you handling the where this item is stored? You say you're tracking with an inventory, but you have, looks like a store in Mandeville and Metairie Center. Are you tracking active location, or it's all from the central warehouse?
It was in our scope. Right now it's currently just at a store in general. We would like to have it connected to each store, so one store can search the other store's inventory without calling them.
All right.
What's the button next to the search box for? Is that just kind of, what is that?
Nothing.
That's all it does, it clears the search text box.
Oh, okay.
It's just a convenient use instead of.
Didn't work. Okay, yes, that one actually works.
On getting stuff to work than getting the actual GUI looking good, even though that is an
Yeah,
important part.
definitely, definitely, but that goes back to how the whole reason why this is needed is because they use pen and paper right now.
Yeah, it looks like,
We don't need a 30 gigabyte RAM system.
it looks like, I mean, with the exception of the validation and the cross connectivity between the other sites, I mean, it looks like it's fairly put together. Work on validation, work on, work on talking to either a centralized database that everyone talks to or 3 separate databases that just share information somehow. Just good job, though.
One big thing we saw missing was the actual sale price, the price you sold it for. So somewhere in the
Oh,
inventory,
okay,
you want to know
yes,
if
yeah.
you made money or not.
Yeah, that was one of our plans,
Good.
is to account for like markdown items and like stuff like if, the table's got a big dash in it, of course you're gonna have to sell it for less. We figured we could just change the color of a certain item, like in the thing, like yellow would mean some type of damage, red would mean a sale, things like that. And then we would of course account for that when we do that, so that's definitely in our view, so.
We also learned the hard way of what scope creep is. We promised a lot would be a midterm, but we didn't deliver it.
So, well, if there are no more questions, we are Team GoSu, and this is Golden Zero.